right, studio time check says it's 37 minutes gone past 6 a.m. Today, the last day in the month of March. It's the last day in the month of March, and honestly, I'm just very thankful. I'm very thankful to God, for his mercies and his grace, for not leaving us. I'm not here to say some people are in the sanctuary and some are in the mortuary. I'm just saying that despite all the things that we've been facing, God has just been there, and it's a good time to say thank you to your Maker. Good morning to you. It's not a preaching show. It's time for Perspectives Unlimited. It's time for us to take a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. We're going to be discussing the stories and taking a look, going beyond the news, helping you make sense of these stories. So you're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio and your number one family radio in the whole of Oyo State. If you're joining us for the first time, I say welcome, welcome, welcome. You've joined a good family, and I'll urge you to keep listening. We have programs that are suitable for every single member of the family. So once again, you're welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, Wells Radio 89.3 FM is located along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole State, Ibadan. That's where we're broadcasting live from. And that's where we're giving you all of these programs from. Okay, so you can listen via our website, www.wellsradio893.com. I'd like you to follow us on Facebook at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. Follow us on other social media platforms, Instagram, X, TikTok, at Wells Radio 893. If you have something you want to tell us, you can either walk into our office here along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole State, Ibadan, or you can send us an email at realwellsradio893.com. 893 at gmail.com. realwellsradio at gmail.com. Yeah, realwellsradio at gmail.com. Just send us an email. I will definitely respond to you. You can also send us a WhatsApp message to 0915-4999-893, and we'll also respond as well. You're welcome once again. My name is Bolanle Oduekun Ayola. We'll take a look at the front pages quickly. On the front page of the Punch newspaper, the lead headline says military gets 2.3 trillion naira special funding amidst security crisis. Rider says 100 billion naira monthly disbursement to security agencies, 450 billion naira non-regular allowance for armed forces. Outrage as bandits kill 40 in Jos and Kaduna. That story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. More headlines. 2027, 2 ministers resign to contest elections. That's on page 44. Kwakwaso ADC gears up for 2027 showdown with Tinubu. That's on page 3. INEC okays Wike PDP block court bars Turaki. You found that story on page 44 of the Punch newspaper this morning. 5 fuel vessels arrive Lagos amidst supply worries. You found that on page 36 of the Punch newspaper. More headlines. Violence erupts in South Africa over alleged Igbo king coronation. Pages 4 and 5 have the details of that story. Canada hikes residents' citizenship fees for Nigerians and others. That's on page 44 of the Punch newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, the lead headline says U.S. lawmaker warns over Plateau Kaduna killings, says continued killing of Christians could strain U.S.-Nigeria relations. Terrorists kill 40 in Plateau Kaduna attacks. Governor declares 48 hours curfew in Plateau. Unijust reschedules exams. MBF wants citizens armed. Accuses DSS director of intimidation. Northern governors back Tinubu's security strategy for region. That story is on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. More headlines. Electricity. Liquidity crisis worsens as federal government pays 4% of 1.9 trillion naira subsidies. That's on page 19. 2027 polls. Togar Sununu resigned from Tinubu's cabinet. Gawuna quits as FMBN board chair to pursue Kano governorship bid. That's on page 8. PDP crisis. Court bars to articulate faction from National Secretariat. Courts to decide validity of Wike-backed PDP convention, says Makinde's camp. And we have this one where we're targeting 7% annual GDP growth, says Edu. On the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, Plateau killings, government declares curfew, vows justice for victims. Can, JNI, PID and Fume. Rider says as gunmen kill 26, injure 9 in Jos attack. Unit just suspends exams, issues security alert. Bandits kill 13, abduct wedding guests in Kaduna. More headlines. 501 billion naira bond signals new approach in power sector reforms, says Adilabu. The story is on page 5. Business owners, others groan as diesel sells between 1,750 naira and 1,900 naira per litre. That's the on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. More headlines. Suspend 5% fuel tax to lower transport food prices. ADC tells Tinubu. That's on page 2. And in health, ultra-processed foods linked to 67% high risk of heart attack and stroke, says study. That's on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Daily Trust, Plateau death toll rises to 27 as residents recount ordeal. That's on the front page. Continued on page 3 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. And there's this headline that you probably should read. What you should know about tax filing as deadline ends today. That story is on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. If you haven't filed your taxes, you should probably go on the Daily Trust and find details of that particular story this morning. But I welcome our analyst, Mr. Chukweme Kamunachi. So how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Bola.
How was the weekend?
It's been fine. I thank God for everything.
Mm-hmm. And for those who are saying, well, today is Tuesday, why are you asking about the weekend? Technically, Tuesday is my own one day.
Yes.
So
We're just
we're just saying, for the first time this week.
Yes.
So it's nice to see you again this new week. And, of course, we must start from what happened in Plateau. I must say that I have seen several videos on social media of students, of, young people who live in Plateau Jos, recounting, the incident and basically just talking about how, unsafe they feel in the place. Now, the death toll, this is from the Daily Trust, where the headline says Plateau death toll rises to 27 as residents recount ordeal. It says the death toll in the Sunday attack on Angwa Rukuba community in the Jos North local government area of Plateau State has risen to 27 as residents relieve the terror gunmen unleashed on the community. The attackers, who reportedly wore military camouflage and rode on motorcycles, had stormed the community around 7:30 p.m. while residents were still going about their activities. They started shooting indiscriminately, causing panic among residents who scampered to safety. The invaders were said to have fled the village after the raid that left 14 persons dead on the spot. And in the aftermath of the invasion, angry youths reportedly blocked the road in protest and attacked some motorcycle riders and passengers. Daily Trust learned yesterday that 13 persons who were critically injured and rushed to the hospitals succumbed to their injuries, bringing the death toll to 27. Now, the Daily Trust correspondent who visited the community on Monday observed that many families were inconsolable as they grieved over the loss of their loved ones. Some of them who spoke to Daily Trust recounted moments that the attackers struck and plunged the community into turmoil. They said by the time the dust had settled, many people were found lifeless. And these are stories of real people, in Nigeria. And it's one too many. What is to be said about this?
Well, Bola, it is unfortunate that we are kicking off with this kind of story. But that is what we have normalized in our country. We cannot continue to pretend that this country is working. It's not working. Israel and Iran and US are in conflict. And the number of people killed so far in Israel is just about 12. people killed due to missiles. But look at our own country in Nigeria. We are not officially at war. That number you read, 27. Other newspapers say 40. And look at the massacre. What we are going to see right now, condolences. We're on top of the situation. We will bring them to book. They will ask for justice. Now, the governor has vowed for justice. Where is justice in Nigeria? When the CDS, Chief of Defense Staff, has told the world that terrorists in the Northeast will not be executed because they are Nigerians, they should be given space to repent. So how will people with this kind of mindset bring justice to these lunatics that are killing Nigerians? How? These are people who wake up like you and I. Dreams, ambitions, looking forward to becoming somebody in their life. And somebody, savages from somewhere, in army camouflage, we just come and clear them. And those that are given responsibility to safeguard the people are saying that these people will not be executed. What a country. We are not technically at war, and civilians are dying like flies. What a country. The governor has vowed justice. Which justice? Where is justice in Nigeria? Tell me, where is justice in Nigeria? Look, this is not the last. We have had these things severally. Look at people in Kaduna. Nigerians waking up on a daily basis to go and look for what they will eat. In an economy that has reduced everybody to nothing. In an economy where people are no longer thinking forward, they are thinking for the day. They are living to make it in a day. There's no progress in a society where people are living on a daily basis. Nobody's looking forward to the future again because the future is bleak. In a country where politicians are jostling for another round in office and the citizens are dying. What a country.
And that's what I really want us to talk about. Before we talk about the fact that the military has now been, approved money.
But look, I'm coming. That money we have, how many? It's a special fund. All the ones they have approved, are they not special fund? What makes this one so special? Special fund, trillions. That's why I keep saying that this insurgency, these killings will not stop because nobody is held, nobody has been brought to book, nobody has come to tell Nigerians. All the more we budget money, the more people are being killed. Why? Because there are individuals. If Nigeria is working today, some people will be out of business. What special fund? What makes 2.3 trillion special fund? You know what is trillion? Where will that money end up? We are told in this country that some of the arms and ammunition imported ended up in the hands of non-state actors who has been arrested and prosecuted. Special fund. What makes it so special?
So you're saying that it's not for the lack of funding?
It's not lack of funding. It's lack of the willpower to really face these people and clear a society where terrorists will not be executed, will not live. Because terrorists are not normal human beings. They don't have sympathy. So sympathy should not be extended to them. There's no country in the world that dialogues with terrorists except the country has failed. No country. What are they what is their grouse? What is their argument against Nigeria? If you say are they the only ones that are unemployed? Many Nigerians are unemployed. So what is their argument against this country? And why should they be pampered? On account of what? And you are budgeting 2.3 trillion special fund. We will see how this thing will be so special. We will see where it will end up. Will you stop the killings? It will not. Instead, it will fuel it so that more money will be released. What is it? What are we saying?
Okay, thank you so much. Now, this special fund actually wasn't just released. If you take a look at the story, you may feel like it was, just released. And this is just for the benefit of our listeners, right? It means basically that that total amount of money, 2.3 trillion naira, has been released and disbursed over the course of 2 years. Now, this special fund is special intervention fund that is different from whatever money is usually budgeted to the military. So
all of them for to fight insurgency. The northern governors are asking for 1 billion. They are asking for 1 billion every month.
We'll get there. To
do what?
We'll get there.
Remember that at the onset of this administration, 50 billion was given to some states, whether northwest or northeast, I've forgotten, to fight insurgency. 50 billion. What has the insurgency stopped? Is an industry. It has become an industry, and when something becomes an industry, you have stakeholders. You have people who are benefiting from that industry. You have people who will not allow that industry to die because that's where they feed from. What are you saying? Special fund. What makes it so special?
Now, let me ask you this question. I'm glad that you compared, the fact that Israel, Iran, US,
yes,
they're currently in a war. You compared the,
look at the casualties.
Now, Nigeria is not technically at war. But we're seeing the process of war.
Massacre everywhere.
Now, how then does it make sense that we're all going about our daily lives, we're preparing for the 2027 elections, we're filing taxes, and so on and so forth?
Because we have become so inhuman. Something has left us, honestly speaking. I am saying something has left the humanity in Nigerians. Because people have been reduced to the level whereby they don't even think about the next person. When we read these things, some people feel, it doesn't concern us. But the death of any human being is the death of all of us. I'm a humanist. I believe in human beings. When you feel pain, you are still normal. But when you feel the pain of other people, you are human. That's what makes us human. Because this country, we have lost everything. That's why people go about filing taxes, organizing jamboree. In a normal country, we should be in a solemn mourning for 40 people that have been massacred. But the humanity in all of us is dead. That's why when we read those numbers, we go about our businesses as if that is why I said we have normalized the abnormal. This country is sinking. I'm telling you, Bola.
How then, is this corrected?
It will be corrected when we have leadership, when we have people who are human in positions of leadership, who know that the reason why they are in power is to protect the citizens, not for jamboree. In a situation where you have people who don't even care who lives or who dies, we have come to that situation. That's why when you go to an accident scene, Nigerians are taking selfie. Nobody will go and help the victim because they too are dead cops walking. That is it. Something has died in all of us. No humanity again. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Unless we have leadership that will take this country back to where God wants us to be, we have lost it.
Do you think that having that kind of leadership can be gotten in the 2027 elections?
Which 2027 election? But don't provoke. Which 2022 election? Who is coming for that election? Who is coming? Who are you? Who? Look, Bola, what I'm saying is more fundamental. Nigeria is not well, it's sick. In a country where people will die in droves and leaders are walking up and down looking for vote, something is wrong. Imagine you are a mother, I am a father. Imagine me now in my house. I'm the president of my family. My children are going through something, and you think I will be here. Even if I'm here, my spirit will not be here, because I will feel for my children. They are my primary responsibility. If you're a leader, the primary responsibility you have is for the protection. It is in the law now. It's in our constitution. What are you there to do? Are you there to be giving? What are you there to do? To protect the people. So if you hear that somebody is dead, it will bother you because you are the leader. That's why you are there. It's a ministry, and you will give account one day about your stewardship, whether you like it or not.
Thank you very much for that. It's as he has said, any well-meaning Nigerian should be concerned at this point. It's out of the ordinary.
It's not about
it's not normal anymore.
Paula, it's not about tribe. It's not about religion. Look at what happened in Cross River. Children were begging on the street. You flog these children on the street. You torture them and you took them to a zoo. Imagine that's why I said we have lost it. You carry children to a zoo and put them in a zoo garden. Go and Google it. As in Cross River, which country? And all the so-called human rights activists, all of them have gone to bed. What are you activating? What are you doing? Human beings, children, taken to the zoo after flogging them in the street, after beating them. What made them to be in the street begging? Bad economy. who are their parents who cannot even take care of them? Bad policy. So why taking them to the zoo? And countries of the world are reading these things, and just imagine how they be looking. That's why if you carry your green passport outside Nigeria, they look at you as a special species that they should study. Nigeria is sick, and unless we wake up to redeem this country, I'm sorry, I didn't meet Nigeria like this. I was born when Nigeria was working, and when I tell my children some stories, they begin to wonder, is it in this country? I say yes, in this country. We didn't have all these things. Why? Because we have seen money. Everybody's after money. I will make it. What are they making?
Meanwhile, the Christian Association of Nigeria has come out to condemn the killing of innocent residents during the Palm Sunday attack in Jos. They've described the incident as unacceptable and a stark reflection of the country's worsening security situation. Also, a United States Congressman, Riley Moore, has warned that continued attacks on Christians in Nigeria could strain diplomatic relations with the U.S. following reports of a deadly Palm Sunday assault in Jos Plateau State. Moore condemned the reported killing of Christians in Anguan Rukuba community on Sunday, describing the incident as part of a troubling pattern of violence targeting worshippers during religious observances. The congressman added that such attacks have become frequent during Christian holidays, urging Nigerian authorities to take decisive action to prevent further bloodshed. It's honestly, it's troubling at this point. As our analyst has said, any woman in Nigeria should, think about this. That's not the only thing that happened over the weekend. At least 13 people were killed, several others abducted as well during a wedding ceremony in Kagarko local government area of Kaduna State. It also happened on Sunday night, and among the people living there, it has triggered fresh fears. So they say that the gunmen arrived in large numbers. They were armed with sophisticated weapons. They stormed the wedding venue and opened fire indiscriminately on the guests. People were running in different directions. Some were hit by the bullets. Some sustained gunshot injuries and were rushed to the general hospital. Those in critical condition were also rushed to other facilities as well. We don't have the total number of those who lost their lives, those who are injured, but even one person is one too many.
Bola, let me tell you something.
Apologies, we'll take a short break.
No problem. When we come back
from the break, we'll continue this conversation. Please don't go away. It's Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Do you want to eat and stay healthy? Are you looking for healthy, high-quality chickens? Do you desire to start your own poultry farm? SMC Foods is your reliable plug for your healthy chickens. We specialize in the sales of premium and healthy chickens and poultry produce. We offer consultation services for your poultry farm setups. We are located at Oluyole Extension, Olusoji, Ibadan. To place your order or for enquiries, call Oduekun on 0813-970-3731. At SMC Foods, we are reliable, tested, and trusted.
Are you hungry for something delicious? Food that feels like home but tastes like pure luxury? Then welcome to Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. From our smoky jollof to rich ofada sauce to a variety of delicious soups like egusi, eforiro, and more, paired with your favorite proteins and hot, freshly made swallows, all made for you to enjoy. We also handle bulk orders in liters, fresh and ready whenever you need it. We deliver it to your doorstep. At Honeydew, it's not just the food, it's the feel. With our beautiful ambience, perfect for your romantic dates, family outings, or your quiet, relaxing evening escape. Join us every last Friday of the month at 7 p.m. for karaoke night with Jayola and enjoy music, games, food, drinks, and free mocktails and cocktails as you sing your hearts out. Visit us at Plot 42, Block 8, Alaafin Avenue, beside Wells Radio, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan, for your doorstep immediate delivery or inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0814-691-6635, 0814-691-6635. Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour. I am so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data. Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service. One Data? Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on this website: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
Boost your business with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. In a competitive world of business, strategic brand and product positioning is key to growth. Don't remain unseen in the shadows. Shine a spotlight on your brand with Wells Radio 89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903-936-8185. Call Toby on 0803-509-3394. Ayo on 0706 840-7359. Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
Yo, what's up? Baby, let's go!
Hey there! Want to stay connected to your favorite radio station? Follow us on social media for the latest updates, entertaining wholesome content, and behind-the-scene peaks. We're on Instagram at Wells Radio 893, Facebook Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, X Wells Radio 893. Follow our WhatsApp channel Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Get a scoop on upcoming shows, giveaways, and events. Also get to interact with your favorite presenters and share your thoughts on our posts and stories. Join the conversation and stay tuned into Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, studio time check says it's 7 minutes gone past 7 a.m. Thank you so much for staying with us We're back on Perspectives Unlimited, taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. The phone lines are open. I know some of you are calling before 7 a.m., but we don't take calls before 7 a.m., okay? The phone lines are now officially open. You can share your comments, contributions, and concerns. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911 3333893. I'll take the numbers again: 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333893. These are the numbers to call to be a part of the conversation this morning. You can also drop your messages on our Facebook fan page, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. That's Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, where you can drop your comments, and I will definitely read out your comments. Now, the Nigerian Union of Teachers, NUT. You said you were going to say something.
Yes,
We'll come back from the break.
what I was about to say, you see, when it comes to this insurgency and security issues.
Can we take the score, please?
Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
These are the now.
You're welcome, Adirunke. Go ahead, please.
On the issue of insecurity, when are we going to overcome the issue of insecurity in the country? Just take a look at the number of people that were being killed in Plateau State again. Seriously, Nigeria is bleeding, and the federal government did not even feel concerned about all these killings here and there. So they should please try and put a stop to all this insecurity we are facing in the country. It is getting too much. We are tired. So if they kill people, who do they expect to vote for them come 2027? You know the matter that we are going to vote for them. So they should take lives of citizens, lives of Nigeria, and they should take it seriously. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Take the lives of Nigerians seriously.
I was saying something that our leaders do not even. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Good morning to you, madam.
Yes, Ruth calling from Malacca.
You're welcome, Ruth. Please go ahead.
Thank you. You know, on the issue of insecurity, when exactly will our government do the needful? Because we keep complaining about this every day. I'm even tired of even talking on this insecurity every day. Because the way they just keep folding their hands, and just after their 2027 ambition really shows they don't care about us. I'll just keep urging with Nigerians that we should just get wise. Because these people, they don't have anything to offer us. Nothing to offer us. Because they just keep watching the way these people killing people every day. So when we vote for them, come 2027, if they finally get us finished. So they should please do the needful time. And our people, we should be wise. Let's go out to get our PVC. Because we can't continue like this. So let's look for people that really deliver us from all these hardships, all this insecurity that they have brought to the land.
Thank you so much.
Our leaders lack ideas. I want to give you an example. This governor of Niger State, Governor Umar Bago, to curb insecurity, you know what the man did? He ordered the arrest of anybody wearing dreadlocks. So what yes. So what are dreadlocks got to do with insecurity? The young man that was shouting, one Hamisu Abdullahi, 38, a carpenter, and who was shouting no light, no water, no light, he was arrested. And the police will charge him for thuggery and attempting to disrupt government activities. The real people who are disrupting government activities are not, there are people that our CDS is saying that they will not be executed. Look, Bola, Nigeria is in a survival mood. And any country in a survival mood cannot make progress. Quote me. Any country that is in a survival mood will never make progress. You know why? Because people are no longer thinking forward. They are thinking for the day. What will happen today? What will I eat today? What am I going to do today to survive today? So when they go home in the evening, they thank God that they return back home. When a country is in that kind of mood, the prospects of prosperity is very far away.
Thank you very much for that. Now, the Nigerian Union of Teachers has now issued a stern warning to state governments that have yet to implement the newly approved 70,000 naira minimum wage, signaling a possible nationwide confrontation if the delays persist. Speaking in Ilorin on Monday during the union's 19th Quadrennial State Conference for 2026, NUT National President Audu T. Amba said the patience of teachers across the country was wearing thin. He said that the union would not hesitate to mobilize its members against non-compliant state. Public education in Nigeria is, in some states, is probably in an okay place. I personally am yet to see, public education in Nigeria in any states being at an excellent state, right? And UBEC has come out repeatedly to say that the states are not making use of UBEC funding because that funding requires them to meet with UBEC halfway. Also put some fund of their own to be able to get
what they want,
the funding they need to get. Is this showing that priority is not placed on education, especially because the teachers are also saying now that the 70,000 naira minimum wage has not been implemented in certain states?
Yeah, but it's not only when it comes to our education, we're in a dire strait. You understand? Because government appears not to have a look. But you see, I'm not looking at the moment. If Nigeria wants to get it right, that's why when they talk of our founding fathers, I get angry. Because which foundation did they lay for this country? They didn't. None of them were regional leaders, not even national leaders. Yes, quote me. They laid foundation for their regions. That's why when you talk of Nigeria as a nation, there is no blueprint for this country to work on, and that's why all administrations that have come and gone, they will come up with a project because there's no laid down blueprint for this nation as a country to work on. So every administration will start his own and they don't finish it halfway. Another one will come again. But if there is a country called Nigeria, which is not abstract, we will have a laid down rules that look, this is what we have to have ports all across the six geographical region in Nigeria. We ought to have ports, especially those who have waterways. We dredge them and make them useful for the country. But because there is no blueprint for Nigeria to be built on, we had regional leaders who cared about their own regions, not minding Nigeria. Now, let me bring it to education. Our education is done haphazardly. Now, they have scrapped common entrance. Common entrance will be scrapped. They say they will monitor children from primary. How do you monitor people in a country where there is no appropriate census, where there is no data? That is laughable. But you begin to, how do they do it? Somebody will just wake up and come up with a dream and begin to implement something that is not workable. You don't run a country that way. And I don't blame them because there's no foundation for them to work on. Now, we are talking again at
parents even complained over the weekend as well for their children who wrote the mock jam. I was appalled. Apparently they had been told that the children were not properly informed that there were two sessions and they were going to write both sessions. Some thought it was first session, second session. And some of these children were in the exam hall from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
But when I say the country is sinking, I know what I'm saying. Now, where in the world can this thing be done haphazardly? No coordination, no synergy among the agencies in education. Look, it was yesterday, it was reported that our graduates are not job ready. What does that mean? It means that what we are teaching them cannot help them to create jobs for themselves. They are just job seekers. If we say, because a lot of people I interacted with are pointing at accusing fingers at Britain that colonized us. Look, for how many years? Can't we sit down as a people and organize ourselves? So this is what this is the kind of education we give to people, but because education must be tailored according to the needs of the society. Any education that is not tailored according to the needs of the society will produce people who cannot add value to that country. That's exactly what we are doing. Lecturers, ASU has given the federal government 4 days ultimatum. We will see how that thing will end. Teachers are coming, Nigerian Union of Teachers are coming up with their own, because nothing is working. Honestly speaking, I look at Nigeria every day, I shudder. Where are we going with all these things we are doing? You bring people who know next to nothing and put them in a position where they cannot perform. all in the name of clan, all in the name of cash, all in the name of, oh, yes, I have to compensate them. Compensate people at the expense of the generality of the people. You don't do that. If there is a country, this will not be happening.
Thank you so much for that. The phone lines are still open, 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893. These are numbers to call to be a part of the conversation this morning. INEC OK's Wike PDP block court bars Turaki. That's on the front page of the Punch newspaper. It says the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Monday formally recognized a faction of the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party aligned with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. Now, the development was confirmed as INEC updated the PDP's leadership structure on its official website, listing members of the party's national executive. Now, among those recognized by INEC are Abdurrahman Mohammed as national chairman. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning to you, sir.
Madam, good morning. My name is Salami. I'm calling from Watson. Good morning, Mr. Chukwemeka.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Salami.
All right. Actually, honestly speaking, today is another, let me just call it a beautiful day, because it's appalling that Nigerians are waking up to another probably news from that particular region of the country. Where people, in fact, where it has become a new normal for people to be killed on a daily basis. So, may the good Lord forgive the souls of the departed.
Amen.
And heal our land.
Amen.
Then for me, I think what Mr. President needs to do is maybe the president has been treating the effect. So I think it's high time we actually look into the causes of these things and address the issue right from the causes. You know, when you need to treat the causes and you're treating the effect, it will still not amount to anything, to any success. So the recent immediate intervention, 2 trillion naira recently approved again. I don't know how far that will go. As long as we are treating the effect without looking at the causes, and look at the real causes of these people, Secretary needs to dig more to find out the real causes. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you so much, Mr. Salami, for your contribution this morning. We're taking a look. Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning to you, sir.
I greet you people in the studio there.
Thank you, sir.
My name is George. I'm calling you from Oduekun.
You're welcome, Mr. George.
You see, when you ask certain questions, you know I will always throw another question back to you. What have we not said concerning what is happening on daily basis today? We have heard every good thinking. We have spoken to the government. We have spoken to ourselves as far as this station is concerned. But nothing positive is being done. I was calculating the last killing I had about 3 days ago. I was calculating if a country is losing, say, 3 human beings every day, calculate it for 1 year. I did not go far to 27. I did not go to where we are talking about 50 or 100. And yet, we say we have leaders. This country has lost it completely. And all we are discussing is 2027. I know when I raised this issue some time ago, 2 people are saying, we must discuss 2027. Yes, there is no day in this world that is not important. But the lives of people that are being killed, are we regaining them back? And it's happening on a daily basis. Chukwemeka.
Yes, sir.
Please, after your station's program this morning, call me. I want to tell you a happening around me here.
Okay, sir.
On Palm Sunday, when I just came back from church.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much.
So that we discuss it. I need your advice on it.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, Bola.
Thank you, Mr. George, for your contribution this morning. All right. Yeah, so we're talking about INEC and the PDP. The INEC has updated the PDP's leadership structure on its official website, and it does seem that the Wike, we can no longer call it the Wike faction. It's now it's the officially recognized PDP.
Look, PDP, I said it yesterday, is dead. Wike is the undertaker. Forget about what INEC is doing. Who are they gathering these people for? This is a party who said they will support Tinubu's re-election. Another party. So who are they? Who are you working for? So forget about PDP. You should not be mentioning PDP. Let's talk about parties that are responsible and know what they are doing. PDP is dead. You understand? Now you gather people. INEC has recognized you. Recognize you on what ground? Recognize you on the ground that yes, you have won. You have done everything. Who is following you? Are you going to field the presidential candidate? Who are you supporting? It's just forget about the party is gone. You understand?
All right, so let's move on quickly. Now, we recall that the federal government had, the presidency had issued a statement saying that all those who want to contest. Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, the beautiful radio woman.
Good morning to you, Mr. Mario.
Thank you. This is Benga Mario calling from Africa.
You're welcome, sir.
Different killings are happening. I don't want to see much on that because it's like a recurring customer that we always talk about every now and then. God forbid, in the nearest few weeks, we still be talking about salt, but we only pray that a time will come that we have a address and a kind of end to this senseless killing. Look at the woman. I don't know if you saw the video of the woman or the photo of the woman that had a child very close to her chest yesterday, stained with blood. I don't know if you saw the picture. No. Wow, it's there on the Facebook, on every social media. And so the thing is, the woman's son was shot, and the guy died, and the woman had the son very close to her chest, and she was just looking at dead son. You can imagine the trauma the woman is feeling. You can imagine a very grown-up guy as that. Anyway, lastly, on the issue of PDP, I want to have a kind of submission, and I don't know if my submission will be right. Can we totally say that the court of law is affirming the personal party of PDP under Wike, and Wike is working the president on in another party? Can we now say that both INEC, judicial system, and PDP factional parties, they are now working for the emergence of the president? Can we now say that our democracy is done? That is the question I want to ask, Minister. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mario. And in follow-up to Mr. Mario's question, is our judiciary truly independent?
Do we have democracy? What we have is a pretense. We don't have democracy. Honestly speaking, we are in the civilian government. We don't have democracy. They are not the same. And the judiciary already, you look at the conflicting court pronouncement coming from the judiciary. When you have such conflicting pronouncements, then that goes to show you that there is a decay, there is a rot in the judicial system. And that's why you can never have true democracy. Because every true democracy is anchored on a strong, virile judiciary. And when you don't have it, when the judiciary is beheaded, you can't have democracy. You have little men running around and putting everything in the pocket, appointing this, appointing that, and the judges will be speaking from both sides of the mouth because they want to eat. So there's no judiciary in Nigeria. It's in comatose situation. It is not working, and everybody knows it's not working.
All right, thank you so much for that. Now, I want us to quickly take a look at this story. Well, some ministers have resigned. That was the story I was taking before Mr. Mario called. For example, the likes of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Togar, has resigned to pursue his governorship ambition in Bauchi State. We'll also hear that some others have also resigned. Well, this is normal, but I want us to take a look at this story quickly. It says violence erupts in South Africa over alleged Igbo king coronation.
Okay.
Now, it says violent unrest has broken out in Eastern Cape province of South Africa following protests against the controversial coronation of an Igbo traditional ruler, with demonstrators torching vehicles and looting shops owned by foreign nationals. This protest, led by members of Action SA alongside traditional leaders and residents on Monday, were initially staged in opposition to what organizers described as a violation of the province's sovereignty, constitutional order, and recognized traditional leadership structures. The protests turned violent in Kugompo City, forcing police to intervene and disperse crowds. There were videos on X showing protesters setting several vehicles and buildings belonging to foreigners on fire.
To me, Bola, is an absolute demonstration of foolishness. Yes, complete foolishness. There is no way you can explain this nonsense. You traveled all the way from Nigeria to another country, and you want to have Eze in another man's country. That is foolishness, as far as I'm concerned. It goes to show that our people are still living in cave age. They still have cave mentality. What are you doing in South Africa? Is it not to make ends meet? Abi, that's what you have gone there to do. Why? What is your business with having an Eze? Because you are undermining the sovereignty of that country where you are dwelling. This is an act of foolishness as far as Chukwuemeka Munachiso is concerned. I'm Igbo, but that is absolute nonsense. If I see that guy, they say his name is Solomon Etiko or something, you are nothing but a bundle of contradiction, and is an act of idiocy, honestly speaking. You went to another man's country, you want to be, what if, look, there are some excesses that we carry about everywhere we go, and we keep on demarketing this country. This is a way of demarketing Nigeria. There's no sensible human beings that will subscribe to what these guys have done. What is it for? What we have Nigerian, I didn't say you cannot have cultural group. You can have cultural group, but not to the point of instituting a king in another man's land. That is, come on, it's nonsense.
All right, thank you so much. It's at this point we wrap it up. Thank you so much to those who dropped comments on Facebook. Sulaiman Sherry said good morning and kudos to everyone in the studio. What's the essence of funding when after the terrorists are caught, Nigeria then proceeds to give them a pardon? Not only unmanaged funding is what we want proper strategy and coordination, because the latest wave of killings in Plateau and Kaduna states, with fresh details from multiple incidents, painting a grim picture of escalating insecurity despite heavy government spending on defense and security operations, and the result is fruitless. Olayemi Olasco says good morning. Adeomi Kazimadika says good morning. Welcome aboard. God will bless Nigeria from New Garage. Thanks to those who also like the post. Aderonke Akuri Dioladili and Olayemi Olasco. That's about it on the package for this morning. Thank you so much, Chukwuemeka, for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Bola.
A big thank you to everyone who was part of the conversation and who called. Perspectives Unlimited continues tomorrow right here on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. My name is Bolanle Oduekun. Ayola, I say good morning to you and God bless you. Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewees and callers. Thank you.
Not just another